Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm here to give you your WWE Raw review. Well, I guess it's my WWE Raw review, but so I don't know why I said yours, but I do it for the people, so it's in a way yours as well. But anyhow, I'm here to give you my WWE Raw review for March 29th, 2016. Sorry it's late. I was really busy this week because I was trying to get some schoolwork done because I'm going to Wrestlemania tomorrow, so I figured, I try to get done first because I'm going to be a little bit behind when I come back. And I also had to prep up to actually go on the trip itself. I had to pack my suitcase and all that stuff. So that's why I haven't had a chance to watch Raw yet. And I'm not going to do it in clips. I'm just making this part of the video first because I want to talk about something before I talk about Raw. And I want to talk about how this is going to be WWE's pretty much last chance to sell people on WrestleMania. Obviously, people who are just going to be watching it on the network or on pay-per-view, because I'm pretty much already sold. I'm already going to the show, and, I pretty much have to watch it regardless because I'm actually going to be there live. We'll talk about that when I do the predictions video, which is going to be coming up right after I watch Raw. So before I actually talk about Monday Night Raw, before I actually start watching Monday Night Raw, I want to talk about how this is going to be WWE's last chance. This is going to be WWE's final chance to get people to want to tune into WrestleMania. Because overall, the build-up's been really, really weak. It's been terrible. Every match hasn't been built up. I talked about this yesterday. So this could be WWE's final opportunity to finally do that one thing, that one big thing that makes people maybe want to watch WrestleMania. It's right here on Raw. Because they're not going to be able to do it on SmackDown this week. Because they usually don't do anything for SmackDown. That kind of just gets left on the back burner. And I think WWE may try to do something. I hope they do. I hope they actually try something to make people want to tune into WrestleMania. Because they haven't done that one big thing yet. And that's, I think, what's missing from the build to WrestleMania. Is they haven't done that one big thing yet. Normally at WrestleMania every year, there's that one thing that everyone really wants to see. Last year, it was Sting's debut. The year before that, it was Daniel Bryan's chase for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The year before that, well, I guess they didn't really have it in 2013, WrestleMania 29. The year before that, it was the once-in-a-lifetime match, the Streak versus the end of an era match, the best in the world versus the best in the world. The year before that, it was, well, I guess that's not anything. I guess, Taker versus Triple H. But anyhow, they always do something. I guess maybe for WrestleMania 29, you could say that, they did the twice-in-a-lifetime match. So they haven't done that one big thing that really makes you want to tune into WrestleMania. They haven't made this WrestleMania feel special just yet. I think this has kind of been a joke of a WrestleMania, build up to a WrestleMania, especially what they have at stake here, how they want to draw over 100,000 people into the stadium. And I think if this draws 100,000 people, I'll be pretty damn surprised. But let's see if Raw does that one final thing that makes people want to tune in to WrestleMania. So I will be right back to review the show right after I watch the show. So let's hope Monday Night Raw finally does something. Okay, so we have JBL, Michael Cole, and Byron Saxton on commentary for this show. And The Undertaker comes out. It kicks off right off with The Undertaker. They're in Brooklyn, New York tonight, which is where he beat Brock Lesnar for the first time that Brock Lesnar had lost a match in 2 years. In SummerSlam 2015, so it's awesome. But anyhow, Undertaker comes out and talks about how WrestleMania is not going to be his last night because WrestleMania is my house. Well, actually, no, WrestleMania is my place. And Hell in a Cell is my house. You damn right. You tell him. And, he said that he's going to eviscerate Shane McMahon. And he's going to, and Shane McMahon will try to fight with every last hope. But that last hope is not going to be enough. You tell him. You tell him, Undertaker. You tell him. I thought that was outstanding, what he said. I thought he did great. So then Shane O'Mac comes out. And what does Shane McMahon do? Shane McMahon tries to talk all tough, saying, that this is going to be Undertaker's final night. You know, he's going to try to fight for the change of WWE, this change that he's talking about, you know, how he's going to make it a better show because it's needed for years. The fact that he would say that's absolutely ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous, I tell you. And then what happens? You know what? Shane McMahon goes off saying that he's going to, the night afterwards, they go through hell, that he's going to pull himself up and he's going to make some changes on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, right. Shane McMahon won't even be able to walk after Hell in a Cell. He ain't winning nothing. He ain't winning nothing. And then Shane McMahon says that he's going to win, but Undertaker's going not to lose. But Shane McMahon, what you don't know is, if Undertaker's not going to lose, then wouldn't he be going to win too? So Shane McMahon, you were stupid for saying that. And then the Undertaker says that he's a rich boy, and he says that he is not going to walk out because he is not going to lose at WrestleMania. He is not done yet. And then Shane McMahon comes out and says that his legacy died at WrestleMania 30, which was really cold for him to say. He should not have said that. And those fans should be ashamed for chanting Suplex City, because that guy broke The Undertaker's undefeated streak. And you should be ashamed for chanting that. You should be ashamed. An absolute shame. So then, what happens then? You know, The Undertaker says that, you know, he's a lot like Vince McMahon. He's Vince McMahon's bitch, since he's his son. And Shane McMahon tries to throw these weak-ass right hands at The Undertaker, but The Undertaker just tosses him right over the top rope to absolutely annihilate Shane McMahon. He throws him right into the barricade, and he's going to put him right through the announce table. He's going to hit a last ride on him. And Shane McMahon hits a kick right to the ribs. And then Shane McMahon, I'm really disappointed in you, buddy, grabs a monitor and realizes that he can't take out The Undertaker with his hands. Undertaker can take out Shane McMahon. Undertaker didn't use any weapon. He used all hands and all passion and all his fists. You know, and then Shane McMahon just simply grabs a monitor and just hits The Undertaker off the skull 2 times with it. What a crime that was. You know, that's like pulling out a weapon, a knife or a gun when you're in a fist fight. He should be absolutely ashamed. And then to make matters worse, he hits an elbow drop that he completely misses right through the announce table. But you know what? He thinks he stands tall. He thinks he stands strong. But then The Undertaker just sits up and sits right up, and he proves that Shane McMahon's going to have to do a lot more than that to keep The Undertaker down. The Undertaker will not be denied at WrestleMania. The Undertaker will win at WrestleMania. The Undertaker will find a way to win, because what you fans don't know is whoever ends up standing tall and whoever gets the upper hand on the go-home show of a pay-per-view during a feud, they do not win at the pay-per-view. It always happens. They always try to give you that little glimmer of hope that that person could possibly win, but it doesn't happen. And it's not going to happen. Undertaker is going to beat Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. The Authority will still be in power, because at the end of the day, the Authority always wins. The Authority, Vince McMahon, will find a way to stay in power, and Undertaker, you know what, he doesn't even need to bring, Undertaker doesn't even need Vince's help. Undertaker's going to do it single-handedly. I should just boycott the rest of the show now, because Shane McMahon just ruined Raw now. He just completely ruined Raw. You know, if this is the type of stuff he's going to do while he's in charge by attacking a superstar, he should be ashamed of himself. Secondly, he kind of is the boss right now, if you think about it, since he's in the McMahon family, and he's attacking a WWE employee. And if he's going to attack a WWE employees while he's in power, and you guys cheer for that, then you guys should be ashamed. This is the type of change that you wanted, was Triple H. He always would go against his superstars and show favoritism. Well, this is complete being against The Undertaker, because The Undertaker is a WWE employee. A WWE employee. Shane McMahon should be ashamed of himself. How can Shane McMahon look at himself in the mirror? He should be ashamed. Now, I understand they have a match coming up, but wait till the match. You know, The Undertaker did nothing wrong. All he did was just talk. You know, he didn't attack him. I mean, Undertaker only said that he was Vince's bitch was because he brought up the fact that he lost his streak. If The Undertaker really wanted to, he would have just dropped him right then and there. But he didn't. He was being professional about it. He was being civil. And then Shane McMahon just does an unprovoked attack to the damn Undertaker. I'm sick of this crap. You want this guy to be the guy that controls Raw? I don't think so. These are the type of the things that should not be happening when they control Raw. Shane McMahon should be immediately suspended. He should be immediately, but that doesn't need to happen, because at Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania this Sunday, The Undertaker is going to make Shane McMahon, like he said in his promo, rest in peace. And then you guys all are going to realize that I was right all along, that The Undertaker is going to win at WrestleMania, because The Undertaker is the GOAT of WWE, the greatest of all time. The Undertaker was not going to go out in a storyline that has nothing to do with him, and he is not going out at WrestleMania 32 in this match. He will retire someday, just WrestleMania 32 will not be that day. You know, he may not even retire at all. He's a dead man, you know. Dead men don't retire. It's just a simple fact of life that you guys are going to have to understand. So you guys should be ashamed for chanting for that type of atrocity right there. I expected better from you fans. I expected better. You chant for The Undertaker, but you chant, "This is awesome," Adam, when he's beating up Shane McMahon. But then, when Shane McMahon, the guy that's going to be in charge, does this to one of his superstars, that needs to be immediately, that should be immediately, erased. That needs to be erased from the record books of the company. This videotape needs to be looked at. The elbow drop through an announce table like that should be banned from the company. Shane McMahon should be ashamed of himself. For one thing, he used a weapon. Undertaker did not use weapons. This wasn't even a fair fight. It wasn't even fair to The Undertaker. So he should be ashamed. But don't worry, guys. At WrestleMania, The Undertaker will win. And you guys will realize that I was right all along about The Undertaker winning. Because like I said, it could be a very, very bad world if The Undertaker doesn't win. And you don't want The Undertaker not to win. You want The Undertaker to win. Just like I said before, don't do it for me. Do it for all the men and women out there. Do it for all the people out there. And WWE, have The Undertaker win this match at WrestleMania. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot to the fans. And it would be great. But overall, this was a good segment. I like that they actually tried to focus on Shane McMahon and The Undertaker. I like that they got physical, up until Shane McMahon did what they did. But yeah, overall, good segment. I thought this was a good way to start off Raw, and it was good. So let's see how. Let's continue watching Raw and see how it goes. Okay, so I just finished Raw, and I'm just going to do my Raw review a little differently. I'm just going to review this stuff, not in order. I'm just going to talk about, some stuff and just kind of see if it clicks. On this show, they had Kalisto versus Connor with Victor inside, and they were trying to do this, I guess, to build up Kalisto, showing that he could beat a big guy since he's facing Ryback at WrestleMania. And Kalisto did win because they just jobbed out the Ascension, and then cleans house. The match between Kalisto and Connor actually wasn't very good, I thought. I thought it was a pretty weak match. And then afterwards, Ryback comes out and has a face-off with him and says, "Feed me more," and it was kind of stupid. I don't know. I really don't want to see Ryback versus Kalisto. Like I said, it has a storyline reason to happen, but that doesn't really. It would if they had done something with it, like after they did that tournament match that they had on SmackDown, but they waited way too long. So Zack Ryder wrestled Chris Jericho, and AJ Styles came out, and he talks about how he's not going to pretty much leave the ring, and I actually loved his promo. I liked what he did here. I thought AJ Styles was great. And the match that Chris Jericho and Zack Ryder had was pretty good. Jericho pretty much dominated the whole match. And AJ Styles, when Jericho's about to get him on the walls of Jericho, AJ Styles chants Y2 Jackass at him. And Chris Jericho ends up losing with a roll-up. Then afterwards, Jericho lays out Ryder with a code breaker, starts beating the crap out of him. But then Styles comes in and Jericho takes off, and he just starts flipping his shit because he lost the match. And he says, "You know what? You wanted the match at WrestleMania, but be careful what you get for it, because you're poking the hornet's nest. And I will face you at WrestleMania." and he says he tells Styles, "You rookie, that you've never competed at WrestleMania," and he says that he's won championships and has walked down WrestleMania a ton of times, and he's even drawn blood. And he says that he is going to put Chris Jericho. He's going to put AJ Styles out of his mid. He's going to just absolutely annihilate AJ Styles at WrestleMania. I love this here. I thought it was great. Even though I kind of wish they would have taken a different approach, I still thought what they did was great. We had Becky Lynch versus Charlotte with Ric Flair with Sasha Banks on commentary. It was okay. Charlotte won with the natural selection. It was whatever. It made Charlotte look strong. So, Shane McMahon Vince McMahon's getting interviewed, and he says, that Shane McMahon's willing to do anything to get control of his company, and that's why he wasn't surprised when Shane McMahon put The Undertaker through the announce table, which I'm still mad at him for that. And he says that at WrestleMania, all he did was make The Undertaker mad, and he'll show him why he's his instrument of destruction. Then Shane McMahon comes up and talks about how he has been running this business to the ground, and Vince McMahon always thought that he was the only one that knew how to run this company. Well, he's going to prove him wrong after he beats The Undertaker. And then Shane McMahon even says, too, that you stole this company from your father, and this Sunday I'm going to take it from you. I thought that was great. If only but it's too bad because Shane McMahon's not going to win. I'm not that disappointed about it, but, if this is going to, leave you guys some hope that Shane's winning, it's just not going to happen, so we'll get over it. And then we get Big Show and Kane versus Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel with Adam Rose and Heath Slater inside. The Social Outcasts attack Big Show and Kane, which clears as a DQ. Then everybody that's pretty much going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, Darren Young, Damian Sandow, Goldust, R-Truth, Jack Swagger, they all come out and they all start fighting, and then Kane and Big Show just stand tall at the end, and Mark Henry came out and he took out Jack Swagger. It was whatever. It was the way they built it up. Then the Authority come out to cut a promo. And Stephanie McMahon just kind of hypes up Triple H, talks about how he's the greatest. Triple H talks about how people dream to go to WrestleMania and main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and Roman Reigns accomplished that. He accomplished that for 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Or 15 seconds, which I did like that, because at first it sounded like a heel promo because everyone booed it when he was talking about it, and then once he said 5 minutes and 15 seconds, it actually did sound like a heel promo. So at first I thought he was kind of being a face, and then Triple H said that he originally gave up. He lost the drive and the desire to become champion, and he originally had that drive, but he gave it up to be a businessman, and then Roman Reigns found it when he had beat him up at TOC and powerbombed right on that announce table, and he said that that's going to be Roman Reigns' downfall. And then Roman Reigns comes out and he attacks Triple H, but Triple H walks off. So then Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are making plans backstage, like they're gonna have Roman Reigns get attacked later on. And I'll just tell you what happens now. So later on in the night, he gets attacked. During an interview, he gets attacked by the Dudley Boys. I like the way Bubba Ray Dudley was active and he was talking trash at him. And then he's trying to fight off the Dudley Boys. I didn't really understand what the Usos were, because then Triple H ambushes him from behind. Now, I did like the attack, but I just kind of wish they would have done something where the Usos came and saved him, because the Usos are related to Roman Reigns for one thing, and they do have a match with the Dudley Boys, so I think that would have made sense. And then Triple H tells Roman Reigns to look at it and says, "You're never going to see that title," and he bounces his head off the title. What I did like about this either is that they are forgetting about the fact that Roman Reigns held the title at the Rumble, like, since he held it that first time, and he's like, so I kind of didn't like that. We got Kofi Kingston with Big E and Xavier Woods versus Alberto Del Rio with Sheamus, Rusev, and Kid Barrett. I love the New Day's promo. They actually were acting like they were throwing like a frisbee, which I thought was awesome. And they talk about how they have their own box of cereal, and the New Day and the League of Nations doesn't. And they talk about how if Rusev had some, he would have frosted booty instead. Like, it would taste really bad. And they make fun of him. I thought it was funny. And then Del Rio and Kofi had a match. Xavier Woods on Francesca #2 played like a Lucha on it. I thought that was really funny. Del Rio kind of was an idiot in this match because he hits his double stomp and he clearly could have won the match right there, but he was being an idiot. Goes for the crossout breaker. Kofi beats him with the wall up. I actually would have preferred if Del Rio had won this match because you do need to build up some heat for the League of Nations to look like they have a chance against the New Day, but it's not going to happen. But it didn't happen. And then Jonathan Coachman comes out, which I actually popped for, and announces that makes a couple of announcements, says that the New Day was the best guest, how he likes Bootios, and how ESPN's going to have full coverage of WrestleMania, and he does the dance with the New Day. I actually thought this was awesome. New Day might have been the best part of the show, but I'm not sure. And then Paul Heyman's backstage, and he tells Brock Lesnar to come on. Josh London is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame as the Warrior recipient. She is like the ambassador of the Breast Cancer Society, which I'm all down for her being inducted. And then later on, they announced that Snoop Dogg's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. What the hell did Snoop Dogg do to get into the Hall of Fame? The only thing I'm looking forward to is seeing what the hell his speech is going to be like, because he could be really high. Who the hell is going to induct him? I hear it's going to be Rob Van Dam, which they both love weed, so it makes sense. And Joan London's going to be inducted by Dana Warrior, because since the Ultimate Warrior made this award, I'm assuming Dana Warrior just inducts that person every year. And then Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out to cut a promo. Paul Heyman talks about, how Brock Lesnar, how he doesn't manage the beast. He manages the baddest beast on the planet. And he talks about how he's destructive, how he has all these accomplishments. But out of all the opponents, there's always a wild card that Brock Lesnar has faced. And that's the lunatic Dean Ambrose. But he's smarter than he looks. He's the smartest opponent for Lesnar, because he thinks that because he made this a no-holds-barred street fight, and Dean Ambrose can use any weapon that he wants, that it takes the advantage out of Brock Lesnar's hands. And then he talks about, too, how he just like he mentioned a couple of years ago, this is going to be a spoiler that Brock Lesnar will eviscerate Dean Ambrose. And then Dean Ambrose comes out, and he comes out with a wagon, and he grabs every weapon that he can find under the ring, pretty much. He grabs, the barbed wire baseball bat, the chainsaw, a couple of lead pipes, fire extinguisher, kendo stick, and he grabs the steel steps, and he even grabs he just grabs any weapon he can find, nunchucks, and then he doesn't even acknowledge Brock Lesnar. He completely ignores him and rides away. I actually liked this here. I thought it was something cool. I kind of wish that he would have come in and they could have had like a weapons war, but this was something new, something different. I like this, and I can't wait to see this match at WrestleMania, because it's actually the match I'm looking forward to the most. Then we have Paige with Brie Bella, Natalya, and Alicia Fox versus Emma with Summer Rae, Naomi, and Tamina Snuka, and Lana ringside. It was nice to see Emma back wrestling on Raw again, because she definitely deserves to be on Raw after all the work she's recently done on NXT. I just no one really seemed to care about it, because I think it's been a long time since most people have seen Emma, since there's some people that don't watch NXT. And no one really seems to care about Paige, because they know that she's in the doghouse right now, so the crowd didn't really care much for this match. I think the crowd kind of started to tune out the show. And Lana, behind the referee's back, gets involved and kicks Emma in the head, and not Emma, but Paige in the head, and Emma's able to get the victory. It's nice to see Emma get a win on Raw, but no one really seemed to care about it. And then everybody starts fighting with each other, and then Eva Marie comes out and takes out Lana, which everybody booed at, which I thought was awesome. And they're going to do like a match with the Total Divas being Paige, Brie Bella, Natalya, Alicia Fox, and Eva Marie versus Team Bad and Blonde, which is the other team. It's stupid that they're doing this. I really don't want to see this match. It's going to be stupid. And the fact that Eva Marie's getting a WrestleMania match, she's on the face team when everybody clearly hates her, is stupid. This whole match is stupid. Lana, I think the only reason they had to do this 10 Diva Tag Team match is because they couldn't do Brie Bella versus Lana 1-on-1 because that match probably wouldn't deliver. So this was bad. Then Goldust is backstage and they do some more comedy with him and R-Truth, talking about how they, you know, it's every man for himself since they're going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and then he blows in his t-shirt. I thought they were past this because Goldust says they're not partners, but he clearly came out and saved him last week. So I already talked about Snoop being in the Hall of Fame. We had the main event match on the show, Sami Zayn, Sin Cara, and Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz, Kevin Owens, and Stardust. This match was just okay. It was just kind of really thrown together. I don't really like the fact they're doing another ladder match with the title. It just seems really random, and it seems like just really thrown together and rehashed. And I think they should. They're gonna do if they are doing ladder matches at WrestleMania, why not bring back the Money in the Bank ladder match to do at WrestleMania and get rid of the Money in the Bank pay per view. And Kevin Owens never really wants to get in the match. He keeps leaving Miz and Stardust to do all the work for him, which I thought was a nice heel thing to do. They dominate Dolph Ziggler. The crowd didn't really care with this match. They chanted Byron Saxton. They chanted JBL, New Day Rocks, CM Punk, all that types of stuff. I even saw Sal and Q in the crowd from Impractical Jokers, which was awesome. I saw them all night because they were in New York, so I guess that's where they... they're from Impractical Jokers. I guess they're the only wrestling fans, and I thought it was awesome to see them there. I didn't see Mo or Joe, so I guess they're not wrestling. Either they weren't wrestling fans or couldn't make it, so I don't know what happened. But Sami Zayn ends up beating Owens with the haluva kick after Miz and Stardust just leave him. It was a fine match. I just didn't really care about it. Then the main event, Triple H says that he's going to retain the title because this is all for his money and stuff like that. And he says that his match is the most important match on the show. Roman Reigns comes out. They get into a brawl. That was cool. And Triple H kicks his ass for a while and he throws him into the steel post. And then Roman Reigns throws him in the barricade, clotheslines him in the timekeeper's area. So Stephanie McMahon has all the heels come out to break it up. The Dudley Boys, the League of Nations, and Stardust. And then Triple H is able to get the upper hand on him. And then all the other people backstage come out. Jack Swagger, The New Day, the Usos. And then eventually, I thought the Usos were going to get into it with the Dudleys. I kind of wish everyone had just gotten into a fight, which would have been awesome. But then Triple H tries to come back then Roman Reigns and Triple H continue fighting. Triple H tries to come back to the ring, but he gets pulled back, and then Roman Reigns does a dive on him, and then that was the end of the show. Raw was boring. It felt like they just kind of threw this together. They didn't really put a lot of thought. It just felt so rushed with the way the commentary was acting, with the way the entrances went down, how people just came out really fast. It just felt like they really rushed this show. They didn't do anything they blew it. I think they just realized that they dug their own grave for Mania. They have to just accept they have to accept what they did. They had a lot of random pointless matches on the show. I will give them credit though. They did touch on everything that they needed to touch on for WrestleMania. So I will give them credit for that. Even though they probably didn't do it the best way, but they touched on Shane versus Taker. They touched on Reigns versus Triple H. They touched on Ambrose versus Lesnar. They pretty much went through every match. They at least did the build up for that, but it's just I didn't care about this show. I just really didn't. Now I was gonna do my predictions right after this video, but I'm really not in the mood for it now that I've watched the show. So I'll probably do my predictions when I wake up tomorrow, and then because I want to go more in depth and I want to be more in a positive mood, and I'm really not after watching the show. To be honest with you, I was really wide awake when I started watching the show, and now I'm just bored. Now I want to take a nap. It's like if these are Raws that I'm gonna expect after WrestleMania 32, then I might pass on the product and just watch it every once in a while or something. Because what the fuck are they thinking with these Raws? They need to do something to excite Raw, because if it was like this during WrestleMania season, and this is the final Raw that we got, I'm just really worried for what the fuck's going to happen after WrestleMania. But we'll have to wait and see. I really hope that they can find something, to make these Raws better, because this Raw was just, ugh. But anyhow, that's pretty much it, guys. You can subscribe to my channel and all that stuff, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'll make sure to try to get my WrestleMania predictions before I leave for Texas.